And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the 3Fifths of Podcast. Though we are running on about half of a podcast today. I am, as always, your semi-quasi sort of host, Eric Price. And joining me today, she gives the people what they want, Miss Bree at Bree Gets Tweets.
Hello. Also at 3FifsPodcast, y'all.
Oh, we have a late joiner here. You know her, you love her. It's the alliterative Miss Ash at Hey Miss Atwell with 3 A's, I believe.
Looks like the 3/4 of podcast now.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I got caught up with my family.
That does happen. But yes, as you can see, we are playing Man Down today. Justin was busy today. Our wayward co-host couldn't make it today. Sure, he's messing around with those other hoes, so he couldn't be here. But he should be back in not next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
So, but until then, you are stuck with us. So, all right, let me get the housekeeping stuff out of the way. We are 3Fifths Podcast. You can find us on Stitcher. Search 3Fifths Podcast, and you will find our podcast for this live show as well as our Game of Thrones show. Leave a 5-star review on there, and we will read it on the air. If I don't like it, I'll make Justin read it because it was his idea. You can also find us, obviously, here on YouTube if you are watching live. You can watch all of our podcasts with video live on YouTube. You can also watch them back on YouTube. You can also find them on our website, 3fifspodcast.com, spelled out. You can follow us on Twitter at the number 3Fifs, F-I-F-S, podcast. You can also follow us individually. I am at AYRRYK. Ashley is at Hey Miss Atwell with 3 A's.
And 3. Nothing. Keep going.
And Brianne is at Bree Gets Tweets. You can also follow Justin at LJ90. I think I'm also allowed to say that he is supposed to be the end of this month participating in AwesomeCon. So if you are going to that in DC, you can potentially see him out there along with some other black podcasts like MovieTrailerReviews.net and Gaming and Then Some, I believe, are supposed to be out there too. I think that's everything.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's everything. All right, so I think we're just going to kind of try and jump into the stories today. Not sure if we will be going a full hour or not. If we do not, I actually do have some stuff I found that I will be putting out as a surprise instead. So don't worry, you will still get your full weekly hour or more from us. It just may be in different forms. So, but jumping right into the stories, let's deal with some stuff that is a little bit older. Prince had a concert in Baltimore, a rally for peace that was streaming on Tidal. I didn't watch any of it because I wasn't going to sign into Tidal. But it was a Prince concert, so I have to assume it was great.
I did not see it for the same reasons, and I love me some Prince, but my real niggadom just would not let me sign up for Tidal. I'm sorry.
Look, till they pay me what they owe me, I'm not signing up for it. You owe me money, Jay-Z. Pay up.
Y'all go download Tidal.
I don't think so.
I don't have it either. Well, mostly because I'm cheap. I don't mind paying nothing for commercials. Like, they'll be over in a second, and I will tune it out.
I will pay for something. Like, I have Spotify Premium. I pay for it. But I only switch to something else if I get a bigger return out of it. I'm not paying $20 for something that I'm already getting for $10. And I'm not a big music or audio head. So what is the damn point of me paying for something that I might hear a smidge clearer? It just don't make no damn sense.
Y'all go download Tidal. Get these
And
rich
fewer
people the money
features.
they deserve. Don't you want
Yeah.
Jay-Z and Beyonce to get paid what they deserve?
Man, look, I can barely afford to buy some House of Darion jeans. What the hell I look like paying for title?
You don't
Look,
want House of Darion.
I tried to fix title for them. I told you all exactly what they need to do, and so we're not going to rehash what they need to do to fix title because we've already been over all of it. But yes, they have fewer features and a higher price, so it was never going to work. But this concert still managed to anger people, even being for free. Even though I saw a lot of tweets saying that the people who bought like the $20 kind of cheap tickets to get in, Prince actually had them all moved down to the front, like right in front of the stage during the concert. So they ended up getting the best seats for the entire concert,
And who is
which
it?
is yes, yet another reason that Prince is one of the greatest ever, and no one is ever
Who
allowed to
don't,
say anything to or about him.
who don't love Prince? Like, who don't love Prince? Nobody.
Oh.
I just saw your name.
Who, mine?
Yeah, yours. Who else is?
I'm trying to make my lower third comedy a thing, okay?
Ma'am.
Should have never gave you Negroes the internet.
Ma'am.
Hey, look,
Oh, Tom Brady.
I'm
But
pissed. And it's Tom Brady related. But continue on with Prince.
yes, but people did still find a way to be mad at something Prince related because Prince had Marilyn Mosby, the DA of Baltimore, come out during the concert.
Oh, and
And
they're mad.
apparently, all of the police, the fraternal order, and all of them were up in arms over this because how dare she come out and look like she's supporting this family or the people who were protesting? I mean, she's supposed to be out here, I assume, defending the people who have been charged with a crime, because that's what district attorneys do, right? They defend people.
No, I don't. Based on my research and what I've seen on Perry Mason, Matlock, and Law and Order over the years, that is not actually what happens.
That's not
Prosecutors.
What do they do
Prosecutors prosecute.
Crazy
You can't
talk.
have two. You can't have two defense. You can't have a defense and a more defense. Like that's
then?
not.
They prosecute the victim, right? That's their job. They show why the victim deserved to have whatever happened to them, right? That's what they mean by prosecutor.
That is not exactly the understanding that I have of prosecute. But once again, maybe I'm incorrect in my assertion. But they were already writing the threatening letters. What made you know? Everybody gotta get mad at something.
I'm so over these people. I'm convinced they're gonna put a hit on her, but you didn't hear that from me. That is my.
Sent her a threatening letter. Like you sent a threatening letter, open letter. Like you bold with it.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, no, they've already. Yes, we investigated ourselves and found we didn't commit murder. We maybe committed manslaughter. We also found that you have a conflict of interest in prosecuting us. We don't have any conflict of interest in investigating ourselves. But you definitely do, because you seem to really want to prosecute us and prove that we did this, and so we're going to need you to recuse yourself and someone more objective, Reed, more sympathetic to us, to come in and replace you. So they were effing shit up there. Also, people tried to be mad about the concert streaming on Tidal because, how dare Jay-Z try to use charity to boost his failing business, and that was when I realized that niggas was just trying to be mad about shit. Like,
Isn't that the case?
Arguably the first
NFL. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, arguably the first reason that you're upset about Tidal is the second reason why you're upset about Tidal, because you don't want to give rich people more money, but at the same time you're like, oh, he's trying to bolster his failing business. He don't have to bolster nothing. He got a lot of money.
Right.
Like, you can't be mad for both reasons.
Yes, you can.
Because of marriage.
And so then people are trying to be mad. Like, what do you think the NFL does every year during breast cancer awareness? Like, you think that that's just for fun? Like, they're doing that to draw in women and people who care about breast cancer research. Like, why do you think so many businesses partner with, like, Wounded Warrior and Autism Speaks and like all of these other charities? It's not in red. Like, it's not just because they care about these things, which they might. It's also because people will buy stuff with that stamped on it. So if we tell you we're going to give 5 to 10% of it to a charity, you'll come in and buy boatloads of whatever crap we're schlocking out.
Yep.
But you're only mad when Jay-Z does it.
You can get you some Mike's Hard Lemonade for breast cancer, yo.
Yes, and actually, his is one of the least egregious because they did it for free. You have to buy the Mike's Hard Lemonade for breast cancer.
Liquor for breast cancer. I never quite got it, but you know.
Because there's no reason. As long as there's liquor involved, it's valid, okay?
Slap something pink on it.
That's basically what they do with the NFL every year. Okay, we're going to wear pink socks. We're going to wear pink sweatbands. Oh, pink look, my brother, I'm a philanthropist.
See how much I care about women? Now, Ray Rice, two game suspension for punching out your wife because there's no video. Oh, wait, there's video? 8 games. 8 games.
You know, it's a whole lot of domestic violence floating around, and the NFL doesn't care, as is referenced by the who was that? What video was that, babe? The Cavaliers, was it?
Oh yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers put out their Dirty Dancing parody video. It was based off of a bad commercial that another company did, where it was like 2 heavy set people doing the Dirty Dancing dance, and then the wife basically kind of chickens out at the part where she's supposed to run at her husband and he lifts her into the air. So she kind of chickens out and he turns to do something else, not realizing she's decided to run. He turns around just in time to like see her, grab her halfway into the air before they both crash through the table. And then they get on, WebMD or whoever the commercial was for so that they can get diagnosed as to what happened. The Cavaliers saw this video and went, you know what's funny about that? A woman got hurt, right? That's what makes it hilarious.
Because LOL domestic violence.
Because hurt women are funny. And so, we're going to do one.
That's the only time we're funny.
We're going to do one, except she's going to be wearing a Bulls jersey, and then when she tries to do the jump, instead of her boyfriend falling backwards, tripping, injuring both of them, he throws her across the screen, and then she comes up with a hurt shoulder and a hurt head, because that's hilarious, right? Domestic violence is funny.
That's what you get for wearing that jersey.
Yes, and they have the voiceover say, like, don't make that mistake again.
Somebody thought this was a good idea.
A room full of people had to think this was a good idea. A room full of people sat down, heard this idea, and went, yeah, what could go wrong?
Y'all, look, corporations, I am available to help y'all with y'all dumb decisions. I will be your on-payroll real nigga in the equation to tell you that maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't make a commercial about domestic violence.
Also, the commercial, the domestic violence notwithstanding, the commercial was bad. The acting was bad. The chemistry was bad. It was bad without the domestic violence nod. It became terrible once he threw her across the room. And like, well, don't do that anymore. If you don't want your man to throw you across the room, I bet you put on a different shirt.
That's right. That'll learn you.
Oh. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
What
Made them think this was a good plan?
Speaking
Nobody.
of throwing badly flying things, Tom Brady was suspended 4 games and had to pay and has to pay a $1 million fine for
Oh.
allegedly knowing about the deflated footballs.
Yes.
But that's not,
Um,
as I mentioned earlier.
yeah.
I'm pissed because some dunderhead, I couldn't find another insult, started a GoFundMe account for Tom Brady.
Yes.
It's
Tom
fine.
Brady needs my money.
Tom Brady needs my money.
Tom Brady and the
Yes.
Patriots need our money.
No,
And
Tom Brady, the Patriots owner, and Giselle Bundchen,
God,
the most successful model in the world,
needs
need
our money.
your money.
Y'all, here's how much money, and I just refreshed this, they have in this damn GoFundMe so far. $11,234 raised by 787 people in one day.
We need to start hating something
I need
or
a
being
GoFundMe.
construed as held down by someone else. What are we doing wrong here? What were we gonna hate? Elves? Is
Nah.
that what we hate?
Leprechauns? Leprechauns.
Leprechauns? Was it leprechauns?
Yeah.
Chupacabras.
I like chupacabras though.
Chupa.
Godzilla.
Let's go with elves. I feel like we could get in some trouble with leprechauns. That could go sideways very quickly.
Isn't that the point to take a stance? Like the dude offering discounts to white people on barbecue.
That fucking idiot. Look, does he think we get free stuff? Does he think we look? I've been black.
I don't get nothing free
life.
in Black History Month. Not a discount. They don't have Black History Month sales. They have Valentine's Day sales. They even have Groundhog Day sales. They don't have Negro sales.
Yes. When's the Negro Day sale?
I need to know because I need to go shopping on that.
Sales. And you know he's like super Negro.
They do. There we go. So that's the day.
There you go.
But everybody gets those deals though. It ain't just black people. Where's my exclusive black sale?
That's why I need Negro Day sales. Free Kool-Aid, watermelon, and fried chicken.
I feel like arguably, doesn't that mean you're charging like blacks and Hispanics more? And isn't that illegal?
Yeah, no, that's the other problem they're going to have is that it's completely illegal because you can't just give a discount to one group of people based on race. Not to mention, that's called like every day in America.
You don't get a discount, but the white people do.
That's every day in America. Like, how many scandals have they had?
Properly seasoned.
Like, how many scandals have they had where they found out some company that provided a service, that did mortgages, that did something, was selling stuff to black people for more than they did white people, or they were guiding them towards more expensive things, or they were like, this happens.
About that today.
I
was asking Breon if she posted some. I saw you post some type of article. Someone posted an article today about. I think it was about black tenants or something.
Oh yes, the gentrification and how they do black people when they're trying to upgrade an area, and how they undercut them and cut them out of housing and just all this stuff that is clearly illegal. Like in the article, they're like, we think it's like, no, it's not legal. You can't do that. You cannot ask like an agent, like, do black people live there? Do Mexicans live there? Is it a whole bunch of Mexicans? Is it a whole bunch of white people? Is it Asian? Like, you can't ask these questions. No, you cannot request that they make sure your neighborhood doesn't have any of these things. All of these things are illegal, and if your real estate agent complies with that, then you can report them and they can lose their license.
It was pointed out in the chat. They did have Negro sales in America.
No, absolutely not. I'm not. I don't like where
We
this.
canceled those, though. We don't have Negro sales anymore.
What?
Unless you count the prison industrial complex and private prisons. Then we kind of still do.
Oh, you got me. You got me there. Negro sales. Not selling actual Negroes.
Oh, because
I
I
want a discount
for that.
Can I get a discount on anything that's made with cotton?
Bro.
That's what another person in the chat posted. Free cotton shirts all February.
But did you know that money is also partly cotton? So I feel like the part that's cotton, I should get for the cheap. Like 60 cents on a dollar, I should get it for the cheap.
Oh, yeah.
They don't. Nobody wants to do that.
You'd be the
though.
opposite of Dame Dash. I was listening to the Gaming and Then Some podcast. They were asking, what does Dame Dash do? And one of the people on there replied, Dame Dash sells money for less money.
Stop.
Dame Dash is basically a walking recession up in his piece.
He is. He's a boss, though. He's a boss because he's from Harlem. Where apparently he could sell his house to some guy and get a large sum of money for it, more than he realizes, to move out, and he could move right back, but no one tells him that because no one wants darkies around.
Yep, nobody wants that.
You gotta meet your guy and then cut it off.
Like it's really interesting to see how housing markets work and just how gentrification is happening. It's absolutely amazing, and it's happening in every single major city across this country, I would wager.
Yeah, it's damn sure happening down here, that's for sure.
Like, everybody that went out to the suburbs is now coming back into the city, and I am seeing things around my own city that I'm just like, wow. Just wow. I don't know what they're doing with all the older people. Well, actually, yes, I do. I know part of what they're doing because they have a program where, like, you know, when you get elderly and, like, you need to be in a home, but you may not be able to afford to go to, like, a care facility. You can't put your mom in a care facility. You can't afford it. It's like going to college. It's like $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they take your house. The city will pay for that person's stay in a home for as long as they live, but then they take your house.
Yeah. Like, one of my friends recently told me that their grandma's had their house for decades, and the city of Atlanta basically tried to buy her house off after it was basically her saving grace is that she owns it. Like, it's all completely paid off. They're building everything up around her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she's still getting to keep that house because it's actually hers. Most people aren't as lucky when it comes to gentrification because after a while, if your rent don't go up, your property value goes up.
The taxes will get you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you're not paid off, I mean, taxes can already get you, but if you're paying mortgage on top of taxes, you can't afford it.
Yeah. And
in Texas, our property taxes are way higher because we don't have state tax.
Mm-hmm.
So you only pay federal, you don't pay state, which I never even heard of state tax till I got to be an adult. I didn't even know what that was. But because of that, our property taxes are a lot higher. So if your taxes go up, your taxes can go way up.
But people wonder why I get uneasy when I see white people jogging through my neighborhood. No, y'all better go to Buckhead and damn jog.
They're coming. They're coming to raise your. They're coming to put in a Starbucks and raise your property taxes, Jeff.
It's funny because we actually used to have a Starbucks up the street from my house, but it went out of business because niggas don't drink that expensive ass coffee. So if it comes back, when it comes back, we already got Publix. They don't try to stick a Trader Joe's up in this bitch.
Anything co-op and anything that looks like people grow food on the roof and then serve it to you, it's going to be a sign.
If it's got the words rustic in it.
The hipsters, yes. If it's
a lot of large beards.
Urban eatery, yes. And man buns. You see man buns walking around there, and you know
Man
you're done
buns,
for.
large beards, twirled mustaches.
Purposely twirled mustache.
Any craft
Yes.
beers.
Pat,
Yes.
PBR.
No, they brought that back. Apparently, that's swill. Like, it's absolutely
No,
terrible,
it
but now
is.
it's
It
in
is
vogue.
absolute swill. It's terrible, but hipsters started drinking it ironically, and so now it's
It's
a
a
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
No, somebody came to my job. I work up in Midtown asking if we had craft beers. Nigga. No, we do not.
I enjoy a good craft beer on occasion now because of Eric. That's the only kind I can drink because now I'm a beer snob and I
Just
can't like drink.
No, they rubbed off on me because now I'm drinking hard Snyder because I am classic and you're a bunch of posers.
I love hard cider. I do. That's my favorite.
It's my
I'm all over it. The pear ones, the apple ones, I'm all over it.
girl. They got pear.
Yeah.
Ooh.
it's a lot lighter than some of the other ones. It's
Yeah, I like it.
Ooh, I'm gonna get me.
I'll tell you the name later because they ain't paying us for advertising.
no,
Exactly.
they're not.
Y'all want advertising? Y'all need. If y'all want us to say names, y'all need to
Exactly. Pay me.
Throw them some money.
Pay me money.
throw something out.
That's sad.
I'm starting to see people with their dogs in the back of their cars and stuff.
Anything that says co-op, anything with a rooster on it, anything.
Oh, that rooster!
But I don't know what it is with hipsters and roosters. I don't know what this is, but I see it more often than I used to, and it's very
If your
strange.
building looks like everything is made out of metal and aluminum on purpose,
Yeah.
like Atlanta had a lot of old factories, and basically Atlantic Station was like an old ass steel mill factory type of deal. Pretty much all of those types of buildings have been turned into condos or as shopping districts.
Everything that looks old and run down, ironically on purpose, is gonna be
Yes.
is gonna be your Holland's Opus. Because that's when you see these houses going like in these types of neighborhoods where you see like a 1,500 square foot house and it's like $500,000 and you're like, I'm sorry. 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. I'm like, I'm sorry. No. That's uncalled for.
Right.
But property values being what they are, which are arguably to some point arbitrary, but they're turning up a whole bunch of stuff. They're extending the rail system. They're tearing stuff down.
Mm-hmm. Marta done went into Clayco. They're trying to go into Gwinnett. They done got that stupid, useless ass streetcar that keeps fucking up everything.
We got a streetcar. We have a streetcar system in a portion, just a portion of the city.
Right, it just goes around. I haven't been on it yet because I'm not in downtown as much as I used to be, but it just goes around in like a big ass circle, and it's a bitch crossing the street over those tracks when you're a pedestrian. I almost twisted my ankle and rolled in the street so many times because of those fucking tracks.
I have never tried to cross the street on. Our tracks are like above the ground, I think, or
they're like
you're also not,
the street.
in a walking city.
Yeah, well, I'm not in a walking city. You don't walk here. It's too spread out. Like, you have to drive to where you can walk.
Atlanta's kind of sort of like that, depending on where you are. Downtown's most.
No, it doesn't matter where you are. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, it's just no.
You're not walking anywhere here.
And then
on purpose.
And then you got people's cars and getting hit by damn street cars. People on bikes getting hit by cars. It's just
whoa.
Yes, I know a couple of people who've been hit by a car. Well, on the bike. Well, the bike mostly has been hit by the car, but you get the idea.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get some better lights and stuff for that. Some more lanes. Oh, they have bike lanes?
We barely.
Oh, that's sad.
Barely. Even then, your ass can be a back lane still get hit. They don't give a damn down here. People can't drive.
Well, that's sad.
You will die.
I heard a song today that I was confused by is Lil Wayne, Big Sean, and Chris Brown. And
Justin got a new song out.
Yes, and you need to talk to him about it because it's terrible. Because I was confused. It says something like, "How many times do I have to tell that B to come over?" And I was like,
What?
"What?" Like if you hear it, you're gonna be like, "Wait, what?" And arguably, and this might be wrong of me, but when I hear Chris Brown say that, I imagine him beating a girl.
Oh.
To be fair, anytime I think of Chris Brown, I imagine he's beating a woman.
Like it's just like, B, how many times I got to tell you to come over? Like, it sounds aggressive. I'm just saying it sounds aggressive, and I'm probably wrong, but that's where my mind goes. I'm sorry.
His singing is aggressive now. Like, I worked it was not about mental. It was a Sweet 16 party over the weekend, and they played Run It. Run It Chris Brown and these hoes ain't loyal Chris Brown are two totally different Chris Browns. I understand that one's 16 and one's 26. But this Negro, he sings. How can you sing aggressively and sing light skinned at the same time? I don't know how he does it, but he seems to do it.
Are you singing light skin?
Singing light skin.
Y'all wrong. Y'all honest light skin slander. That's cold.
They bring it on themselves.
Light skinned and sensitive.
Blame Drake and blame Chris Brown.
Well, apparently, this is DJ Khaled is still making music.
Yes, he the best.
I was unaware.
He the best. He on there too. I forgot about it.
I had previously heard he was supposed to be the best, but I did not know he was still making music. Look, everyone was the best. We were more than a group. We're a movement.
Stop.
What's the number of ended movements from rap groups?
We the best.
We the best.
Not the best.
Army. We a movement.
Everything's a movement and a gate. Every scandal is a gate. Everybody has a movement.
Deflate.
All the gates.
Nipplegate.
All the gates. All the gates. Everything is a gate. It's never a fence. It's always a gate.
A fence isn't as striking. When you hear gate, that hard G.
I don't know what. I feel like you could maybe get some other type of outdoor structures, like maybe a gazebo or a pergola. Gazebo. Deflate pergola.
Deflate tent.
No one wants a pergola.
It's a pergola.
Why are you hating on the pergola, baby?
Pergola is nothing but an unfinished gazebo. No one wants a pergola.
A pergola, first of all, is a structure that lets in sunlight as well as some place where you can you can put plants and they'll grow the vines and everything. Or you can put it in between. It's
a patio.
It's an unfinished gazebo.
It stands alone. It's like you can put it in the corner of the yard and put chairs under it and you have to
imagine. Yeah, take a gazebo or any kind of covered patio type situation, and then cut a bunch of holes in the roof. You have a pergola. Pergolas are bullshit.
Okay, so it's a cheaper version of a whole gazebo, and it's also very craftsy, artsy.
It's some white people shit.
It is. See? Ash agrees. Pergolas are bullshit.
I am offended. Y'all don't watch HGTV. Why am I even listening to you people?
All right, so on the list, pergolas, elves, gentrification. What else are we taking a stand against? Obviously, R. Kelly, because fuck R. Kelly.
Always. Fuck R. Kelly, always and forever.
Yes, fuck R. Kelly. Fuck Woody Allen. Make sure we don't miss him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're all terrible.
Anything else we're taking a stand against?
I feel like the elves are going to get offended that they got lumped in with R. Kelly.
They know what they did. They know what they did.
Hi ho. Wait, those are dwarves. Never mind.
No, those are dwarves.
Look, we're never gonna get this "We Hate Elves" money if you can't even remember which is which.
I'm sorry. They're all small. Anything under 5'5" is an elf to me. Okay.
That is sizest.
That is really size. Look, now you're going to have other organizations mad at us. See, this is why I told you the leprechaun thing was dangerous, but no one listens to me. Eric doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what pergolas did to you.
Pergolas are just bullshit.
How do you even smell pergolas?
Pergola.
I bet you Ben Carson likes pergolas.
I'm offended. I'm offended by your statement, ma'am. I'm offended by your statement.
Ben Carson did something recently. What did he? He just said some new dumb shit.
Announced his run for president. He went to Baltimore.
He went to Baltimore. Why?
He did go to Baltimore. No. I'm looking through my saved articles, but yes, he
Ben Carson
for around.
Yes.
Let's see, where was I? I was reading this other day.
Ben Carson invokes Dred Scott decision as precedent for ignoring Supreme Court rulings. This is from Bloomberg Politics.
Absolutely.
May 12th.
By
Sahil Kapoor. Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson raised eyebrows last week when he told Newsmax that a potential Supreme Court ruling to legalize same-sex marriage across the country would not have to be implemented because the laws of the land come from the legislative branch. It is not a commonly held opinion given the High Court has long asserted the right to invalidate laws it deems unconstitutional, and no other presidential candidate has suggested that the court's ultimate ruling on same-sex marriage could be ignored. During a Republican gathering Saturday in Greenville, South Carolina, Bloomberg asked Carson to explain his assertion. Probably the best thing to do is go back and read the Dred Scott case, Carson responded, referring to the 1857 case in which the Supreme Court validated slavery. Today it is widely viewed as the worst ruling in the court's history. As you know, President Lincoln wasn't too much in favor of that, and his policies indicated that. Clearly it created a lot of division. We ended up fighting a war over it, but in the long run it was the right thing to do. What I would really love to see as the Constitution states, civil matters being taken care of in the state and the states, he said, arguing that the Founding Fathers did not want such decisions to be made by people who have no obligation to the citizens whatsoever. Carson would not say if he wants to overturn the judicial review, the doctrine established in the 1803 case Marbury v. Madison, giving the High Court the final word on whether laws are constitutional.
So basically, he's trying to use the Dred Scott case as an argument to not legalize same-sex marriage.
Yes, legalizing same-sex marriage would be just like slavery.
Because states' rights.
I'm sorry.
Blame anal.
He just...
Wait.
Stop it. Stop that.
What?
He just pulled the muscle for that stretching.
Right. He reached so hard he done scratched Jesus on the ass. Okay. But yes. Following up with that, he was in Baltimore.
Oh.
And according to this article, Carson's team believes he was uniquely able to connect to the poor and minority communities by telling his personal story, and he saw an opportunity for you to speak out this week. For those who don't know, if you had any semblance of Black History Month presence in elementary school, you probably read that damn book he made about how he went from a poor, destitute kid in Detroit to a neurosurgeon, and basically that's been his whole thing. Well, I was poor too when I was Black too, so let me stop this conservative bullshit. And he basically got peppered with questions. Of course, because he was in Baltimore, he had to address police brutality, and he said the following:
"Oh Lord,
I got used to seeing people having the crap beat out of them by the police, but that is generally targeted at people who are doing some wrong stuff. It's one of the levels of honesty that has to be had within the community. People must be willing to admit that this is a two-way street. I don't think police go around looking for people to abuse, but I do think if people are doing things, sometimes a situation gets out of hand. Yeah.
Ben Carson, everybody. I'm sure he's going to have a great run for, what is he trying to be again? President? Yeah, I'm sure he'll be great at that. What could possibly go wrong? That dumb
That's probably one of the least offensive things I've heard him say. Which
valid.
So credit there. Credit where credit is due.
2 to Gryffindor.
Yeah. Though, if anyone should be happy about what Ben Carson is doing, I think in some ways it should be Cuba Gooding Jr., who is now the less hated Ben Carson, as he played Ben Carson in what is it, Helping Hands or Gifted Hands, something like that.
Yes.
And if this keeps up, it may cause a few more people to forget about him being in Boys in the Hood. Since I know people who are still mad at him about Trey.
Well, my pie.
I'd rather forgive him for being in Boat Trip.
No. I think they're just mad at Trey, the character, and they transfer that to Cuba Gooding Jr. No one's forgiving him for Boat Trip.
You know how some people just look like they got fuck nigga dripping off of them? Cuba Gooding Jr. is one of those people. Kind of
like Terrence Howard and Crazy Eyes.
No. But Eric knows how I feel about Terrence Howard, because Terrence Howard, he's like, back in the day I used to think he was attractive, but then I got older and he got, his eyes look real crazy to me. Like, it don't matter what he's doing, his eyes look exactly the same. If he's smiling, if he's supposed to be mad, if he's supposed to be upset, his eyes don't never change. It creeps me out. It does. That's just like crazy eyes. You don't know if he's about to hug you or punch you in the face.
And then he's always like moist and greasy. That doesn't make it any better. You can't be moist, greasy. You can't be perpetually moist and greasy and light skin with curly hair. It don't work. It ain't right.
Greasy?
Yes.
He's greasy?
Yes.
She has a point. A little bit.
I don't think I've noticed the grease. Is he like shiny? I don't know.
His soul be glowing too much.
He got a conch.
He does have a conch. It's 2005. That's 2015.
That's just his hair. He kind of got that red from 5 Heartbeats thing going on a little bit.
It's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and I'm seeing too many people trying to bring the conch back.
No, I think that's black hipster. Like, seriously, I think black hipsterdom is going to this place where every dude is gonna start dressing like Red from 5 Heartbeats. Like they're gonna have they're gonna have wavy hair, slick back.
Or they try to look like the lead. They try to make their hair look like the lead singer from My Chemical Romance or like an anime character. Absolutely fucking not. I think I'm starting to despise black hipsters more so than white hipsters, and that's saying something.
No, black hipsters, no, they're seriously about to try to take over that whole kind of hoodlum Harlem Nights, time period look. Like, they're going for it. Like, they're doing the black version of whatever that other thing is.
Because if I see one more flyer for a Great Gatsby themed party, I'm gonna fight somebody's mom.
You know why I'm mad at Great Gatsby? I'm really upset about it because I love Art Deco. I have loved Art Deco since I was in high school. I love the Chrysler Building. I love that whole time frame, everything about it. And now that the Great Gatsby came out, and now that the hipsters are getting a hold to it, now everybody wants to do the 20s thing. Everybody wants Art Deco, and I'm like, doggone it.
Can we all just pause for one moment and agree? Great Gatsby was a terrible fucking book.
I don't think I've even read the book. I'm just sick of the damn thing. Cause
I had to read it in high school.
I've seen.
Oh yeah, fuck Bill Cosby. The chat reminded me. Thank you. Also, fuck Bill Cosby.
Always.
I just that whole that whole story was about a dude who got caught up with some broad. They broke up. He thought that she would really be with him if he had money, not realizing she was just a selfish butthole, and she didn't care about anybody but herself. That ultimately ended, well, spoiler alert, that ultimately culminated in the man's death. And it was a terrible, terrible story. And honestly, the best thing about it was the clothes and the costumes.
I mean, it was the adventures of Captain Friendzone, Lord of the Side Dick.
I cannot with you.
What? That's what he was.
What?
He was Captain Friendzone. Lord of the Side Dick.
Affair.
But speaking of things,
the dustiest one of all,
to be more than they actually are. I saw this article like a week or so ago, but I just thought it was funny. And it says the 10 worst drinks black people ever thought it was cool to drink. It was posted on very smart.
I read that. I read on sour.
Done.
I did drink amaretto sours on occasion.
I like malt liquor on the slick sometimes, though.
I don't think I really get down. I think when I was a poor and 22 or something, yeah, I might go get some, what's that thing called? The Bartles and what's it called? The Fuzzy Peach thing. I would get a 4-pack for like $3. Like, that's a party right there.
So yeah, here are the liquors that's on the list for the people who haven't read it. Cristal, any malt liquor, Hypnotic.
I like Hypnotic.
That is a nigga drink. Thug Passion.
Oh.
The Incredible Hulk. Oh. Liquid Viagra. Amretta Sour. Mogan David 2020. Literally any sports drink mixed with literally any alcoholic beverage. My stepdad drinks that shit all the fucking time. And they could be drinking Red Bull and Jamaican rum. But that's neither here nor there. And number 1 on the list is the Devil's Piss, a.k.a. Everclear.
I think Everclear is just a bad decision a lot of people made in college. Like, look, it's so much alcohol and it's so cheap.
Yeah, you can get your buzz on, I guess.
Girl, that ain't no buzz. No damn Bumblebee.
I never really did Everclear. There were certain things like I usually what was that they used that Zima.
Zima.
Yeah, I like a little. I would drink a little Zima, a little Smirnoff.
Girl,
that's what I said that she was gonna get with me. Because I don't really do alcohol like that. Everclear
is basically lighter fluid in a glass bottle. Everyone, you can tell if someone's had Everclear by how they react if you ask them if they've ever had Everclear. If they shudder, they've had Everclear. If they
isn't that stuff that apple pie moonshine stuff? Isn't it Everclear in that, baby?
The one that Brett made, yes, there's Everclear in it. Everclear is basically a kind of moonshine. It's a very, very high alcohol content. I mean, that's what moonshine basically is like homemade Everclear, more or less. You at home a really, really high alcohol content liquor that's largely clear and supposed to be as close to tasteless as possible, similar to like vodka, but a much higher proof, like double or triple the proof.
And Wifey brought up a very good point in the chat. Why aren't Four Locos on this list?
Yeah.
Is that
really a black thing though? The Four Loko.
It was at my school.
Oh well.
Oh, I wasn't up on game.
My first instance of drunken sex was due to Four Locos.
What?
That happens.
That happened.
What?
Yep. Mind you, it was not a whole one.
I don't even think I want to ask anything else about that.
Don't.
I mean, I feel like it's fairly
Four
straightforward from
logos?
there.
4 logos? No.
I was in college.
She was drunk.
You know how I feel about saying I was drunk.
I do. That's part of what makes it funny.
On 4 logos?
Bro.
I guess I don't know what's in 4 logos. I just know there's alcohol in it, but I didn't know you could like get sloshed on a 4 loco.
Or four logos. But that's neither here nor there.
See? Look.
Oh my goodness.
Look, things happen. Okay. We all have our thought moments.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let that one walk. I'm gonna just let that one walk.
That one slide, okay? We just go
let that one slide. Moving on.
I don't know how much more story you even need. I feel like everything you need to know is explained there.
Yeah,
like I said,
I don't need those.
I am and have moved on from here. We're no longer here. We're there. Okay.
We're gonna go back to talking about hipsters and roosters.
I'm just saying, no, next time you go through in the hipster neighborhood, you're going to see at least one rooster. I promise you. No. I promise you will see a rooster.
They do have an odd fascination with chicken and cooking chicken in many ways.
I don't know,
Niggas been finding ways to cook chicken for ages. We have found right creative ways. They gentrified chicken.
I think it's something about eggs. Maybe, or I don't know, like farming, like maybe it's that whole kind of Mumford Band 20s farm, Middle America back home.
There are a lot of farmer t-shirts and shit, and got farmer beards, and they're trying to make overalls a thing again. They're responsible for the whole jelly shoes trend that is happening right now that I am not appreciative.
The what?
Jelly shoes. You know the little jelly shoes you used to wear as a little girl?
They're bringing those back again?
No, I don't know those.
Oh, baby, it's basically a plastic shoe that's kind of woven together like a basket at the top, and it's a little sandal.
Wearing them now.
I'm sorry, I can't repeat a jelly shoe. I can't repeat the
they're trying to make it happen.
Oh,
and I'm not allowed.
These before.
Yeah, everybody's seen them. Everybody's seen. I had a pair of clear ones when I was in the 5th grade or something.
But yes, I'm seeing grown, not high school, but grown ass people wearing these damn.
I mean, arguably that's the next progression from Crocs, isn't it? Like, aren't Crocs really like jelly shoes on 10? Like they're just a little thicker.
They're just thicker.
Like you just wear it in the garden or whatever.
And then if it's bad enough, you know them little when you get your new Easter dress, what type of socks you wearing? You wore with them?
Oh, the little lace socks?
Yeah.
They're bringing back the lace socks?
And sometimes accompanying the jelly shoes.
Oh no. Oh,
girl,
no.
they're trying to make all the 90s happen again. All of it.
I mean, I can understand. There was a lot of things I liked about the 90s. Like, you know, what's it called? Patent leather clothes. I don't know what it was. I used to love me a patent leather jacket. I remember Mary J. Blige had one. She had like a sky blue one. I love that thing.
I love me some patent leather on there.
But and the butterfly clips.
That's nice. That was nice.
I had the twist with the butterfly clips.
Oh, no! And they used to flip. They used to flap.
I used to have some of those, and the ones with little sunflowers and stuff. Basically everything you ever saw on like Clueless.
Me too.
I tried to make a reality for my very small self.
Thing again, and I'm fine with that. But I just cannot get these jelly shoes. I'm sorry. No,
that's not cute.
A 35-year-old woman should not be walking around in no damn bright pink, hot pink jelly shoes with frilly socks on at the same damn time, especially.
I feel like ugly shoes in general is a movement.
Because I've seen them platform flip-flops coming back, too.
I had some of those. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Basically everything the Spice Girls ever wore, babe. Like everything the Spice Girls ever wore. I had platform sneakers. Like you couldn't tell me nothing. I
Oh
love
God,
Spice
with
Girls.
the flat sole is like this.
Yes, like this.
With the big ass white shoelaces.
That description involves a rash assumption that I remember what the Spice Girls wore.
He still looks so confused.
I apologize. That's probably valid.
That is extremely valid. I acknowledge that.
But if you
the
Google
Spice
it,
Girls wore. Oh yeah.
Was a good example either.
I was lost, but now that you said that was the thing that cleared it up.
Well, pardon me, but if you Google it, you will see
I will get
what
right
I'm
on that.
talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff the Spice Girls wore and Raven Simone, I gotta click in real quick. No, this girl.
What she done did?
You hear the hell she came for Beyonce?
What?
Yes, I know you're a part of the agency.
Posting B emoticons on Twitter right now.
I know that you may or may not be aware of this, but they were discussing, I think it was on The View, I'm not sure. They were discussing like pop stars nowadays, and she said she feels like stars like Beyonce need to put on pants when they're performing. And so Twitter, being Twitter, started tweeting out that terrible picture of her with them George Clinton braids and them booty shorts on, standing in the store. But then she said, because then she was like Janet Jackson. Now,
bam.
Now, I love Janet, and I like Beyonce too, but I will say I've also seen Janet Jackson give somebody a lap dance in a patent leather bodysuit. So
yeah,
I don't know where you're drawing the distinction. Now, granted, I do think Janet was fly in her patent leather bodysuit, but I'm just saying.
I mean, she simulates sex acts on stage,
like
shows.
I mean, but she is wearing
the whole velvet rope era, or no?
She is wearing pants, so I guess that part is correct.
She was also part of Nipplegate. In fact, she's where the nipple for it comes from.
Her nipple.
I mean, and I love Janet Jackson, but I'm not like saying like Janet Jackson is the prudiest, this is what you should aspire to be versus Beyonce. To me, they're ball entertainers and they entertain.
Sex, honey.
And I'm just
again, where was she for during the Velvet Rope era? I want to know.
I mean, I don't even know, because if I were gonna pull out somebody and be like, oh yeah, like I might pull out a Janelle Monáe, even though they came for her for that yoga video, but by far and large, she wears a lot of clothes. I would probably pull out a Janelle Monáe before I pull out Janet Jackson, just because she is also what we would call a sexy entertainer who uses sex in her entertainment.
She got with Kaya.
Yes, she did.
No one on The View or wherever she was at is going to know who Janelle Monáe is for her. She has to toss out someone these people have heard of.
Janelle Monáe, I mean, she's a cover girl. No, not enough.
She's not crossed over that far.
Yeah, she crossed it, but she ain't crossed over yet. Not quite yet.
She ain't crossed over
now
all the way.
Now, if you could just toss her out with no context to the same degree as Beyonce or Janet Jackson or someone like that, she's not there. She's not there.
People are already mad because Janelle Monáe showed the top of her damn midriff, so it's like,
Yeah, they were.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, Raven Simone confuses me in so many ways.
Raven was on Cosby still during Velvet Rope, according to Twitter.
True. I mean, I'm not much younger than she. I'm younger than she is, but still, if you can go to Wikipedia, you can see Velvet Rope, Janet. You can go to Spotify, not Tidal, and listen to Velvet Rope.
I remember hearing. Once I got older, I heard Velvet Rope, and Velvet Rope went hard to play.
This is the core of conservative bullshit. When you get down to it, the core is I remember things being simpler and cleaner and better when I was younger during my childhood. So people should go back to being like that, forgetting that the past sucks. The past is terrible. That's why we made the present and why we continue on to the future. Because the past sucks.
That it does.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it doesn't to revisionist, but if you're a white man, heterosexual man, it hasn't really. It sucked, but in comparison to other people's suckitude, it didn't suck.
No, it sucked less for them, but it still sucked.
I mean, you ain't got to worry about being scared.
There was polio. There was, you couldn't live like a hipster. You actually had to be like real life, like farming, like not just for fun, not just for on the weekends, not just for play dress up on the weekends. Like, no, I got to get these overalls on to go plow the back 40.
Yeah.
By myself with this mule.
Not a mule though.
Not to mention the rampant alcoholism, the lack of good medical care.
No, the false advertising, no FDA, no none of that.
No 8-hour work day, no 9-to-5 work day.
Yeah, that didn't come up till JFK. Getting paid overtime and stuff like that, that didn't come up for a while.
Like, I was reading an article on Crack the other day about how crappy stuff was back in the past, and they were talking about how in medieval times what people used to do at waste, meaning pee, puke, duty.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
It got to the at one point they said they just throw it out in the yard. They might dig a pipe that end up in somebody else's yard, or they just drop it wherever they were standing. It was terrible.
Well, arguably that's how the plague started.
Yeah.
Because they were just throwing poo and pee everywhere in the street. People walking in it, dragging across it, dragging it in the house, and no one wants that. So then you get disease.
The past was terrible.
Yep.
It was absolutely awful, and that's why we left. Fuck the past.
Yep. I'm back to a list here. So we got fuck Bill Cosby, fuck Woody Allen, fuck R. Kelly, fuck the past.
Fuck elves. Fuck leprechauns.
Dwarfs.
Wait,
no, not dwarves. Let's leave the dwarves out of this.
Some white types of dwarves, not the actual real life people types of dwarves. Never mind.
That's a fine distinction that I'm not sure the internet is ready to make.
I don't think you can get that one. That one's not ready.
R. Kelly, fuck R. Kelly, even if I did say it already.
Yeah, you can never say fuck R. Kelly enough.
Though I wanted to go to Funk Fest, I was in a rush because I refused to pay for a concert in any way where that nigga can benefit, because fuck that nigga.
Yes. Because R. Kelly's a pedophile, allegedly.
Indubitably.
Yes, and allegedly I always turn off the radio when he comes on.
Yep. Even if Step in the Lane of Love and Ignition.
I know! Why See, it's like, it hurts my feelings when I find out stuff about artists and actors and stuff that I like, because it messes it up for me. Like, I can't do it no more. Like, you're like, why do you do this? I wanted to listen to your music, but now.
But he pissed on a little girl, but Ignition though.
You ruined
Not one. By all accounts, multiple. 4 years.
I just, yeah, that's why I can't do it.
Fuck R. Kelly.
I don't, because now every time I hear him sing a song, I think he's talking about some 14-year-old. I can't.
He is.
Okay.
That's a completely safe assumption. He's talking about a young girl.
Yep.
Or Aaliyah, who was not legally
Who
old
was
enough to
a young
marry
girl.
when she did. And so, that too. All right, we have gone past our hour, so I don't know if we will be getting the other content out to you guys or not. I'll have to kind of play it by ear and see, but we may still put something else out for you guys. But we have been 3FifsPodcast. Again, you can find us on Twitter at the number 3Fifs, FIFS podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Search 3Fifs Podcast to find our channel, though if you're watching it right now, obviously you can see us. Though if you're listening, you probably either found us on our website, 3FifsPodcast.com, or on Stitcher Radio. Search 3Fifs Podcast. You will find this podcast as well as our Gotcha Thrones podcast, recapping Game of Thrones every week. Leave us a 5-star review, and we will read it on the air. If we don't like the 5-star review, then we'll make Justin read it on the air. Like us on Facebook, like our videos here, subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on Stitcher, swing by the website, leave comments, listen to old episodes, download old episodes, share the show, tell your friends, tweet out links, all that wonderful stuff, because it's in part you guys support why we're doing this, and it's what's going to help us continue to keep it going. So thank you all for listening. Thank you, Ash and Bree, for making the time to come on and do this.
I was like on slick on CP time, but
Trick a lot of kids.
I ran up the steps for y'all, and a nigga don't like doing it.
All right, she's at Hey Miss Ashwell with 3. It's Atwell with 3 A's. She is at Bree Gets Tweets. And I am at AYRRYK, and we have been 3Fifs Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. # blame anal.